Welcome back to Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Wespe. It's German for wasp, and it's a tier 3 German SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Serene Coast, and this one is under the command of DK1 2019. Game started. Well, this little Arty is made from the hull of Panzer II. The Panzerkampfwagen 2. Now, they actually converted 700 Panzer IIs into Vespers, and it was used as an Arty towards the end of the war. Not at the start of the war, but at the end of the war. They couldn't use the Panzer IIs in battle anymore, simply because they were outmatched by everything that the Germans were coming up against. So instead, they made them into Artys, and that way they could still be used. They just had to be armed with a 105mm light field howitzer. And yes, the top gun on this Arty is exactly the same as on the Fifi La Pew Pew. Yep, or the Leffy or leaf blower, whatever way you want to call it. This is the same gun, the 105mm. Okay, well, he's found a couple of targets to aim at. A pair of BT7s are in the dip. Now, this gun do 410 alpha, penetrating 26mm of armor. It won't penetrate as much as on the Fifi. He's fired snapshot there. You really need to let this gun dial in on a target before you can get accurate shots with it. 17.2 seconds is the reload time. A lot of people find this a very difficult Arty to handle, and so what they do is they tend to speed through this one so they can get to the next Arty up the chain, which is, well, it's one of either two. It's either the Sturmpanzer II, which is a 15cm Arty, or instead they make their way up to forgotten which one it is, the other one. I think it's a 105mm armed one though. Well, the enemy seems to be doing well. They've just taken out our T-106. Actually, I do remember what it is. It's the cricket. Yes, or the grasshopper, whichever way you actually call it. It's the Panzerselbstfahrerfährte 4B. That's the next Arty up the scale, because that's a 105mm armed Arty. It has exactly the same gun as well. It's just got a bigger muzzle brake, that's all. And both Artys are actually built at the end of the war. Well, he's definitely homed in on this DW2, and he's fully dialed in, just trying to decide when he's going to shoot. He lines it up, fires a round in, and, well, that was a direct hit. And now he's aiming for a Type 95, which is a Chinese Tier 4 heavy with very, very thin armor, so he might be able to penetrate that tank. And if he does, he might be able to wipe it out with just one shot. Okay, fires a snapshot in, basically. Looked close, but it wasn't actually. It just missed him. But he has only got 63% of his health left now, so if DK can get one more shot on target... Oh, he just bounced around from a BT7, and he just got rammed in the side by the BT7, and the BT7 died. Yep, he actually died in the process of ramming DK. Well, DK's going to have to move now, because otherwise the enemy Arty will be on him like a shot. So he's relocating. It's surprising, he's lost most of his hit points. He's only got 18 left. But even so, he survived a ram injury from a BT7. What's annoying is that his teammates let that BT7 get close enough to him to do that. Normally, your teammates will prevent a BT7 from infiltrating the lines, just as they would any wheelie. But he's dialed in on the Type 95. Oh, and he takes him out with one shot there. So he did get it right. Now, he's looking for another target. There's still that DW2, Durchbruchswagen. Is it Durchbruchswagen? There we go. There he is. Which is a prototype of a heavy tank for the Germans. Never actually got put into production. Now it's on the move. He fires a snapshot and it misses, unfortunately. He's still having difficulty. It's best to fire at ones like this when they're stationary. If they're coming straight towards you, then it makes it a lot easier. But he's got a bit of a blown reticule at the moment, which makes firing very inaccurate, because the shell could land anywhere within that reticule area. There's the DW2. He stopped. And now he's moving again. He stopped to take a shot. He's fairly slow there. Oh, he got him! The shell landed on top of him. It did penetrate the armor and took out the DW2. So that's 2 kills. No, that's 3 kills now. Because, of course, he killed the BT7 as well. Or rather, the BT7 killed himself by ramming DK1. And there's only one enemy tank left. It's an Arty. And as far as I can tell, it's... Oh, it's the Sexton 2. There it is. He's got a red line from that rock, but he's dialing in on the back of that Sexton 2. But before he can shoot, his teammate in the Hetzer gets the kill. So 3 kills there. 2 by the gun, and the 3rd by allowing the enemy to ram you in the side. I don't think he meant to do that. But let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, first class tanker for DK1 2019 in the Wespe. He also managed to get a rock solid medal for, well, driving an SPG that was rammed by an enemy vehicle, and the SPG speed was less than 10 kilometers an hour, and the enemy vehicle died, of course. It's very difficult to get these, actually. Normally, you almost have to die in the process. So it's normally when a light tank tries to ram an Arty, and the Arty happens to be a lot stronger than they thought. And of course, it's then we call it bugs on the windshield. You know, you actually are just ramming something which is far, far stronger than you. And you shouldn't do that, because it's just going to cause you to splatter all over them. Well, let's have a look at team score. He didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, that actually went to the Jagdpanzer, who managed to get 1,021. That's the Jagdpanzer 38T, the Hetzer. And 655 went to the GW2 on their team. And then we've got a Panzer III Aus E, got 513. And then we've got DK 2019 with 418 hit points. But it's still more than more than all of the enemy team. When it came to kills, though, he got 2nd place, because the Hetzer managed to get 5 and DK1 managed to get 3. And when it came to base XP, well, he's a little further down the table. The Hetzer managed to get 662, the DW2 574, but DK1 was way down the table with 396. He fired 10 rounds, got 3 direct hits. No penetrations, funny enough. I thought most of this would have been penetrating shots, but it seemed that he didn't need them to penetrate. They just splashed the enemy to death. Damage of 418 hit points, of which 398 were at more than 300 meters. So obviously the BT7 was so badly damaged when he rammed him that the actual act of ramming him killed the BT7, no problem at all. He received 1 hit. It was a penetration. That was from the BT7. And he also damaged 3 of the enemy, killed 3 of the enemy. On a premium count, he earned 7,650 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 9,509 credits. He earned 396 XP, times 2 for the first victory, got 1,188 from personal missions payout, and took away 2,376 altogether. So, very good for getting a rock-solid medal, but unfortunate that his teammates let that BT7 through. It could have been so easily that he would have been killed by that BT7, but for the fact that BT7 had suffered a lot of damage beforehand. But I recommend, if you are going to play the Wespe, do have a lot of patience, because you'll need it to dial in the reticule really tight on the target before you shoot. And thank you for watching.